Are you feeling overwhelmed going into your first craft show? Because there is just way too much that goes into it. Like, what am I supposed to make? What am I supposed to bring? Before my first craft show 3 years ago, I was looking up all over online. I was like, somebody please just tell me what exactly I need to bring. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you exactly what you need to bring to your next craft show. Hey makers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Camryn. I run the crochet boutique called Camryn's Cute Creations. I sell at craft shows full time, and here on YouTube, I love teaching other makers how to do the same. I post a new video every single Friday, and recently I've actually been posting bonus videos, and you're not gonna want to miss out on some of the really exciting ones I have coming up, so be sure to subscribe down below. And a quick disclaimer before I go through all of my really great tips of what to bring to your craft show. Please just know, if you don't have every single one of these things, that doesn't mean you're not gonna have a successful craft show. This is what I recommend to bring to your craft show. It's kind of the bare minimum of what I like to bring, but I will say my first craft show, I didn't have all of these things. I want to help you better prioritize. I know going into a craft show is super overwhelming. Some of you have them coming up super soon. So if you don't have time to get some of these items before your first craft show, don't sweat it. You can still have an amazing show. I just want to go through exactly what I would recommend for your first show. If you stick to the end of this video, I actually have 2 bonus tips for you on things to bring that I used to forget all the time at markets, and now that I remember it, I have a way better time at my markets. So stay tuned for those bonus tips at the end of this video. First thing that you need is your inventory. And before you go, okay, I know that was super obvious, I just want to invite you to my free market prep challenge, because I'm going to help you build an inventory way quicker. And building an inventory is one of those really stressful things about doing markets. So I want to make things a little bit easier for you. So if you want to sign up, I have the link for signups in the description box down below. Now, when you bring your inventory, I love bringing mine in bins, so that might be something you want to look into as well. I prefer putting my product in clear bins. That way I can see exactly what is in what bin, so things can stay a bit more organized when I'm setting up. Next, you're gonna need your display materials. The bare minimum of a display would be a table, a tablecloth. Also, please don't forget a tablecloth. Even if the market doesn't require a tablecloth, it just looks way better. Trust me, you'll make more sales. Trust me, your booth will look so much more approachable. A chair to sit in, and honestly, this doesn't have to be anything fancy. A lawn chair is totally fine, and I see it all the time at markets, but if you want something a little bit more cute, I will link the one I have in the description box down below. By the way, everything I mentioned will actually be linked in the description box down below for you. So that's the bare minimum you need. You need a table, a tablecloth, and a chair. But if it's outdoors, you need a canopy. And that's another thing. I don't care if the event doesn't require a canopy, but whatever weather it is, you're going to want a canopy. If it's raining, you're going to want a canopy to protect you and your stuff. And if it's super hot, you will want shade, trust me. But even if you're at an outdoor market, it's a very neutral day outside. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. You think you could go without? Honestly, having a canopy is so worth it, just because it makes your market look so much more cohesive, and it just creates that container for your pop-up shop. If you're at an outdoor market and you have your canopy set up, you also need weights in order to keep your canopy from blowing away. Even if there's no wind, you still need weights on your canopy. A lot of places will actually require you to have a certain amount of weight on each leg of your canopy, but even if they don't, I highly recommend it. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a market and somebody's like, oh, it's not that windy, I'm not gonna put my weights on, and I'm just sitting there like, maybe you should, and a gust of wind comes out of nowhere, this canopy goes flying, and not only are you risking hurting somebody, but your canopy is also kind of toast after it starts blowing away and starts hitting crap. And trust me, weigh down your canopy. If you're at an outdoor market, you need a canopy, and if you have a canopy, you need weights. I know some events don't require it, but I require it. Just like tablecloths, it's a necessity, okay? Now, there are some extra things that you can have for your displays, like cute little bins that I do, or the crates and everything, and decor. And I actually have a full video exactly on all these extra things that you can add to your display. So I'll be sure to link that video in the description box down below if you want to check that one out next. So the next section is marketing materials. And for your first market, I really suggest having business cards. Now, this is one of those things where it's like, if you didn't have business cards, like I didn't have business cards my first market, and it wasn't a big deal, but I will say there's a ton of people who are going to be interested in your stuff, but not looking to purchase right then and and there. So it's super nice if you have a business card to hand to them and they can go find you later. You're gonna make more sales this way. Plus you're just getting your name out there a lot more. I seriously hand my business cards out like candy. I think it's a huge part of how I've built my social media and also built a customer base over years of doing markets. Even if you have a slow market and you hand out business cards, you can make sales after the market even ends. Now, I don't have a tutorial on how to do business cards, but I do have a graphic design degree. You can see it in the mirror. Been recently getting some requests on a tutorial on how to make your own business card. So if that's something you're interested in, be sure to comment down below and I can definitely do that video for you. Next, you need a cash box or a cash bag. I prefer a cash bag because with a cash box, somebody could totally see you're using cash box and you go to the bathroom, and even if you have your neighbor watch your stuff, somebody could run by and grab that cash box so much easier than if you had a bag on you and you take it with you wherever you go with your cash. And maybe that's just me being extra paranoid about people stealing, but better safe than sorry, especially when you have hundreds of dollars of cash in your bag. Kind of don't want that to get stolen, you know what I'm saying? While I'm on that topic, you also want to have cash to give back as change as well. Actually, at one of my first markets, I totally spaced on going to the bank on my way to the market to get some cash back to give change to my customers. And I'm at this market, I'm freaking out because one of my first purchasers was trying to buy a scrunchie with like a $50 bill. And I was like, I am so sorry. I looked in my bag and I was like, I don't have any change right now. And so I ended up working out with them. They just paid card. It was totally fine. And I called my dad and I was like, can you bring me some extra change and I'll pay you back, but I have literally no change. And he totally saved the day. Okay, so we got our cash all figured out. We have our change, we have our bag or box that we're going to use. Now we want to be able to accept card payments because I will say a ton of people use cards. Having a Square card reader, that's what I recommend, is super, super essential. They actually send it to you for free. And if you want more details on exactly how to use Square and how I set it up for my business, I actually have a full video on that on YouTube already, so I will link that in the description box as well. Sorry, I'm not meaning to just link all these other videos to you, but if you want to dive deeper in any of this stuff, I have a video for it on YouTube. Next is price tags. And here I go again, plugging another video, actually a whole series. I have a whole series on how to tag your products for your market. So be sure to check that one out if you're interested in my tags. But I will say bringing my extra tags to markets have saved me so many times. And I know it's something that most people don't think of. It's so important to not only bring your tags, but also your tagging materials. If you're finishing up products as you're sitting there, it's nice to tag them and be able to put them out on the table as you're there. It's also really nice if you catch a mistake on your tag or you realize you want to clearance a few things at your markets. It's super nice to have all those materials with you. Next section is signage. This includes professional signage with your logo on it, and it also includes pricing signage if you're choosing not to tag every single item. I also use signs to help my customers know the difference between different sizes on my table as well, so that's another option of a sign that you can bring to your first market. I use letterboards, I use blackboards, and I also have a professional banner that I have at my market as well. So these are all things that you really, really want to have at your market. That way your customer will have a better experience, plus your booth is gonna look a lot more cohesive and branded. Also, some markets will require you to have professional signage, so it's not a bad idea to look into getting right off the bat. And I got my banner printed for pretty affordably at Staples, but I know Vistaprint does them as well. So anyways, I'll link some options for you. Next, we need packing materials for our customers. And I get this question all the time over on Instagram. By the way, if we're not friends on Instagram yet, I pretty much hang out over there all day, every day. Like seriously, I'm the girl who is just popping up on your feed with a new reel every 2 seconds. But I get this question all the time over there, and it's, do I need to provide bags for my customers when they're shopping? And honestly, I highly, highly suggest this because a lot of times, a lot of the other vendors aren't going to be supplying bags. They might be carrying all this stuff and you can be the one that saves the day and you're like, yeah, I totally have a bag. And it's also branded, so you can walk around with that bag. It shows my logo on it. It's branding. It's super cute, and I really suggest having a branded bag. I do mine a super budget-friendly way. I ordered the white paper bags in bulk off of Amazon, and then I ordered a stamp off of Etsy, and I stamp all of the bags. And if I'm feeling a little extra, sometimes I'll add a little tissue paper in there as well. Of course, pink and blue, because those are my brand colors. This is actually one I don't have a video on, but if you want a tutorial on exactly how I do my market bags, how I get all those supplies and put those bags together for my customers, let me know in the comment section down below and I can definitely do that video for you. Now, at the beginning of this video, I promised I had some bonus tips for you of things to bring to your market. Now, here they are. You probably aren't gonna expect these and you might be like, that's obvious, but trust me, I cannot tell you how many times I forgot these things and how miserable I was because I forgot it. Now, the first one is comfortable clothes. Now, let me tell you how many times I wore a cute little summer dress to my market and it was super windy and I'm trying to set up my canopy and I'm just like, it's blowing up. It's so much harder to set up when you're in a dress. Even though you want to dress up, obviously it's your special day, it's your market, you want to look cute. Comfortable, easy to move in, easy to hang out in, all day clothes are gonna be your best friend. One of my favorite things to wear to all my shows are my crew necks. I offer these actually on my website. It's a merch line that I have, but I wanted to mention that because these, first of all, they're super comfortable, super soft, but it's also really great to wear layers as well, just because it might get a little hot, you might get a little cold, so it's good to keep that in mind when you're going to a market as well. That's why I love these crew necks. You can layer with them. The other reason I love wearing these is they're honestly a great conversation starter. This one specifically, the easily distracted by yarn crew neck, I get so many compliments on when I wear it to a market. People think it's really funny and it's also just a great conversation starter. So if you're interested in checking out any of my crochet merch, I'll link a 10% off coupon in the description box down below. Last but not least, oh my gosh, I used to forget this all the time, and it's food and water. And you might be like, well, I'm going to an event and there's, you know, food and water there. There's food trucks and there's like water for sale everywhere. If it's a busy event, you're not gonna have time to sneak away from your booth. You're going to want snacks and water on hand to keep you nourished throughout the day, to give you energy to keep selling. Packed bars, trail mix, nuts, any quick, easy snacks. If it's a hot day, a little mini cooler with some waters and Gatorade wouldn't be a bad decision either. Not to send you to the link in my bio again. I feel like I've sent you there like 15,000 times in this video, but I have a free Ultimate Craft Show checklist that has everything that you would possibly need to bring to your show. It's all on a PDF. Completely free. You can get that on my website under free resources, or you can check out the link in the description box. Again, I know, a lot of links today, I know, but I'm really setting you up for success in this video. I hope you love this video. I had a ton of fun hanging out with you today, and if you want to keep hanging out, I want to invite you to keep hanging out with me in this video right here. Bye!